The Shining, directed by Stanley Kubrick, is one of my favorite movies. From the gorgeous cinematography to the stellar performance of the actors, from the meticulously designed sets to the intricately crafted costumes, every aspect of the film is beyond captivating. What truly sets Kubrick apart as an icon is his unparalleled attention to detail, a quality that runs through every frame of his work. I remember the first time I watched The Shining with my mom. As the story unraveled on screen, I found myself getting lost in the movie. It wasn't until my mom burst into tears during a particularly tense scene that I truly understood the power of Kubrick. She was overwhelmed, to say the least. Wendy's fear in this scene is tangible, her desperation palpable as she backs away from Jack's advancing figure. Her attempts to assert herself are met with dismissiveness and contempt as Jack's manipulation and gaslighting chip away at her already fragile sense of agency. Shelley Duvall delivers a career-defining performance. She skillfully imbues the character with depth and authenticity while also capturing the character's emotional journey with haunting precision. Behind the scenes, Duvall's experience on set mirrored Wendy's struggle for control and autonomy. She grappled with the demands of Kubrick's meticulous directing style and the intense pressure to deliver a compelling performance. The loss of agency, vulnerability, and the power dynamics present in Wendy's character were palpable both on and off screen, as Shelley Duvall later revealed that the filming process was the most challenging experience she had ever endured. In Stephen King's novel, Wendy Torrance is depicted as a strong, resourceful, and resilient character. She is fiercely devoted to her son Danny and is determined to protect him from the forces that have a hold on the Overlook Hotel. Throughout the novel, Wendy exhibits courage and tenacity in the face of escalating danger from the beginning. Kubrick's Wendy is meek and vulnerable, often portrayed as hysterical or helpless in the face of Jack's increasingly insane behavior. This portrayal emphasizes Wendy's role as a victim of Jack's descent into madness, rather than a proactive protagonist who takes control of her own fate. Kubrick's portrayal of Wendy also emphasizes her physical and emotional vulnerability at every turn, often depicting her as frail, fragile, and entirely out of her element. As Jack descends into madness, Wendy becomes increasingly isolated and dependent on him for safety and guidance. Kubrick emphasizes this dynamic by portraying Wendy as submissive and deferential to Jack's authority, even as his behavior becomes increasingly erratic and dangerous. This power imbalance effectively strips Wendy of her autonomy and agency, leaving her at the mercy of Jack's deteriorating mental state. Jack's mental state erodes the foundation of trust and security in their relationship. Wendy, initially relying on Jack as her partner and protector, becomes increasingly uncertain and fearful as she witnesses his transformation into a volatile and unpredictable figure. This breakdown of trust undermines Wendy's own ability to assert herself and make decisions, leaving her vulnerable to Jack's increasingly erratic actions. Shelley Duvall's experience on the set of The Shining was fraught with challenges, largely due to Stanley Kubrick's demanding directing style and the intense pressure he placed on her performance.
There's no desperation. Oh, come on. What do you mean roll
2
video?
seconds.
We're fucking killing ourselves out here, and you're going to be ready.
I am too. I'm standing
Should we
right
play
by
mood
the
music?
door. No, I can't
Yeah, but when
hear.
you came out like this, you said, just
We're sitting there because they say, wait a minute,
okay.
and then you say on the
But
radio,
when you
go.
do it, you've got to look desperate, Shelley. You're just wasting everybody's time.
Duvall faced a myriad of difficulties during filming, which took a massive toll on her mental and emotional well-being.
Boys, go away.
No, it's okay.
Right, we'll leave that way.
It comes and goes, and
Yeah.
I've just been trying to
Oh,
stop.
dear.
But it just got so bad.
Yes. Oh, God, thank God I came out.
Kubrick was notorious for demanding numerous takes of each scene, pushing his actors to their limits in pursuit of the perfect shot. For Duvall, this meant enduring grueling hours on set, often repeating emotionally taxing scenes multiple times until Kubrick was satisfied.
From May until October, I was really in and out of ill health because the stress of the role was so great, and the stress of being away from home, just uprooted and moved somewhere else, and I had just gotten out of a relationship, and so for me it was just tumultuous.
His relentless quest for perfection left Duvall feeling utterly overwhelmed and emotionally exhausted.
Look at this. Pulled all my hair. I pulled hunks of hair out on the windowsill. And the back got caught.
Need to trim those.
Hunks of hair.
Oh, look.
Okay.
It just comes
Okay,
out.
right now, fellas.
No rush.
There's more to come, Shell. Come on.
Come on, no
Get a set
idea.
up anyway now, boys.
Go, come on.
It is 25 to 1.
Fine, don't sympathize with Shelley.
It doesn't help you, wouldn't it?
Yes, it does. It does.
Something slightly lonely being from station.
Yes, I know.
Right, okay.
18.
Boys, want the video was going to be around here. Get this all set up.
Duvall's vulnerability was exacerbated by the isolation and psychological strain of embodying the character of Wendy. The extended hours on set and the deeply immersive nature of the role further contributed to Duvall's sense of isolation and detachment. In an interview with Roger Ebert, Duvall described the experience as almost unbearable.
And they said, video rolling and all that. And I got all ready, jump up and down, and then they said, never mind, cut it. And then I went to take a bite of soup. The next thing I know, action Shelley. So.
Duvall's portrayal of Wendy Torrance required her to tap into intense emotions of fear, desperation, and vulnerability, which took a significant toll on her. Going through day after day of excruciating work, Jack Nicholson's character had to be crazy and angry all the time. And in my character, I had to cry 12 hours a day, all day long. The last 9 months, straight, 5 or 6 days a week. I was there a year and a month. Duvall further revealed that she was constantly on edge during filming, left with a sense of dread and anxiety that lingered long after the camera stopped rolling. She described the experience as the most challenging of her career, noting that she often felt isolated and alone in her struggles.
You appreciate all the pain. I mean, you always dislike whatever the cause is of pain. You always resent it. So I resented Stanley at times because he pushed me, and it hurt. And I resented him for it. I thought, why do you want to do this to me? How can you do this to me? You know, you agonize over it.
Jack Nicholson, who portrayed Jack Torrance in the film, had a different perspective on the relationship between Kubrick and Duvall. While Nicholson acknowledged the challenges of working with Kubrick, he also praised the director for his commitment to achieving artistic excellence.
There's that pressure on almost every movie set, and it's here as well. It's just Stanley doesn't relate to it because he is doing exactly what he thinks he should be doing at that moment about it, you know, sort of very single-mindedly. He's emotional on the set, you know.
In an interview with Vanity Fair, Nicholson described Kubrick as a perfectionist who pushed his actors to deliver their best performances. Even then, Nicholson also expressed sympathy for Duvall, noting that she bore the brunt of Kubrick's demanding directing style. Shelley really went through the ringer on this one. Stanley's approach was relentless, and Shelley bore the weight of it all. It was a tough gig for her. Regardless, the film was a resounding success, embedding itself in the psyche of anyone who watched it and solidifying its place as one of the horror genre's most illustrious gems. Kubrick ingeniously crafted an atmosphere of claustrophobia within the expansive confines of the hotel, compelling viewers to question their trust and the perils of blindly placing it. It stands as a testament to his brilliance as a filmmaker. The enduring legacy of The Shining lies not only in its chilling narrative, but also in the complex interplay of power dynamics, both on and off screen, and the formidable influence of an unwavering artistic vision. Behind the scenes, the process of creating the film unleashed its own set of demons for Shelley Duvall to grapple with. Exacerbated by the parallels to her character Wendy, Duvall's experience on set, one marked by a loss of agency and an immense amount of vulnerability, raises questions about the toll actors endure for the sake of their art. Despite this, Duvall seemed to find a silver lining, reflecting on the experience and the role as transformative for her career.
And it's just the necessary turmoil to get out of it what you want out of it. I mean, we had the same end in mind. It was just that sometimes we differed in our means. And by the end, the means met. And I find I really respect him and really like him, both as a person and as a director. I mean, I'm amazed. He's taught me more than I've learned on all the other pictures I've done within 1 year's time on one picture. If it hadn't been for that, volley of ideas and sometimes butting of heads together, it wouldn't have come out as good as it did. And it also helps get the emotion up and the concentration up, because it builds up anger, actually, and you get more out of yourself. And he knew that, and he knew he was getting more out of me by doing that. So it was sort of like a game.